Okay, today I am going to be using the April 2019 Stamp of the Month, Love So Sweet. I'm going to use the butterfly, the leaves, and the word happy times. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of cardstock that is cut. It's not really particular what it is, as long as it's big enough. I was going to do 2 stamps on it. So this is like 4 inches by 3 3/4. And I'm going to take the butterfly stamp and I'm going to ink it up. And make sure that I have a really good impression. And give it a few seconds to make sure that the ink transfers and gets a chance to soak into the cardstock. And we have a really nice impression there. And I'll do that again. And stamp that on. And there we go. We have 2 good impressions of the butterfly. I will just set that aside. And the next thing I'm going to do is I have a piece of cards, actually I have 2 of them, that are 4 by 5 1/4. And I've taken the words happy times, and instead of putting it on like I would normally do to stamp, I'm having it the reverse way, in a way that the letters are facing the block instead of the back part. You'll see in a moment. And I'm going to ink up the back of the stamp. And I want to make sure I have a fairly good impression, which you'll find out why in a moment. And I'm going to stamp that onto my piece of cardstock. And when I do this, I want to make sure that I get it nice and even and centered where I want it. Like this. I want to make sure that it's nice and crisp around the edges when I do this. And you'll see why soon. Okay, and then I'm going to do that again on the second one, since I'm going to make 2 cards at the same time, because I'm going to show you 2 different cards of the same images and stamps and everything used in technique. I'm just going to use 2 different colors of green that'll give you a different look. One will be a spring-like look, and the other one will be like a summer look. Okay, so I do it again, centering it where I'd like to have it. Make sure that it's nice and crisp again. And there I go. Okay, set that aside. I'm going to put you on pause for a moment. Now that we have the silhouette cut out, I can throw away the stamped image because I don't need that anymore. I won't do that with the butterflies, of course. So I'm going to just set these aside for now. And I'm going to take these butterflies and I'm going to keep them in their negative space. And I'm going to take the stamp of the butterfly and I'm going to turn it over, and I cleaned this during the commercial break. And I'm going to put that on the block, like I said, with the stamped image facing down so that the back is facing up. And I'm going to take my nectarine ink and I'm going to get it all nice and inky. And because I used my die cutting machine to cut this out, it cut up right tight with it, unlike what a die that you would use in your manual die cutting machine. So got it nice and inky with nectarine ink, and I'm going to get this hovered right over top and get it nice and inked up. And then when I lift it up, maybe give it a little bit of more of a press to make sure that it's covered well. And it's filling it. There we go. And I will do that with the second one. I have a little helper sitting beside me who wouldn't be surprised if he tries to help in a minute. I gave him his own chair to sit on, but he doesn't like to sit where I have him. He wants to be always on top of what I'm working on. So don't be surprised if I'm not alone. Okay, so now that I have that done, I'll close up my ink, set that aside. I don't need that now. I'm going to take my liquid glass and alright, I've set aside the butterflies to dry, and now I have the negative pieces that we had done with the lettering stamped on backwards. So now I'm going to take those and flip them over, and my plan is to do one in Sweet Leaf and the other one in Willow. And I'm going to take my leaf pattern and I'm going to stamp it all over the negative. So I'll just set that aside for now, and I'm going to just get it good and inky, and I'm going to start off in the top corner, and I'm going to have some go off the page, and then as I do it, I try to kind of fill it in, kind of fitting it in like puzzle pieces. Trying not to overlap them a bit. It won't hurt if you do overlap them, it's just that I wanted to have it nice and spaced out. And I turn it around here and there, going in different directions. I love this leaf pattern because it in itself has a lot of potential. It's such a pretty, delicate leaf pattern. And with this Sweet Leaf ink, it gives it a very pretty, delicate look. More like a spring look, which I will show you in a minute when I get to the Willow ink and I start stamping the other one with Willow ink. It gives it more of a summer look. This part can almost be addicting, just stamping away, filling in spots that don't have anything. And turning it this way and that. That one didn't do very well. Let's see if I can get lined up again. Alright. So it's not perfect, but it is handmade, so not everything handmade is perfect. And I think I'm just going to do a little right here, like that. That's not too bad. And I'll give this a quick wipe, and I'm going to use the Willow on the other one. Now remember I said I ripped it a bit. That won't be a problem though once I adhere it to the card itself. I always like starting up, I think I said the right hand corner, that was the left hand corner. Sometimes I say the opposite of what I mean. Okay, I love this color, it's such a vibrant color. Reminds me of St. Patrick's Day, this color, because it's so lush. I think my helper here has fallen asleep. I'll maybe show you him once I'm done. Unfortunate right now he's not laying on top of my work. He likes to do that a lot. Alright, it is several days later. I had some problems with my camera, the battery running out, and some other issues which I took care of. I have taken my liquid glass and I coated each butterfly with it, giving it that nice shiny look. I repaired the antennae that had come off during the die cutting process. And I jumped the gun by adding the foam adhesive to be ready for this video again. However, as I said, I jumped the gun, which made it kind of difficult for me to be able to do the lettering. I will work around it and try to see if I can get it to work, but we'll see. I'll just ink up my stamp. I want to make sure I have a good coverage on the stamp because I don't want to make a mistake. I've made enough of those along the way for this card. Alright, so I'm going to hover it over silhouette, press down, and there we go. Yay! It worked. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a quick wipe off. And now I am going to do the willow colored one. It's a very pretty pattern that the stamp is with the leaves, with the butterfly. Really makes you feel like you want summer to come, at least spring. We just had snow yesterday morning, so I'm glad that it is gone now. Hopefully that'll be the last we've seen of it. So, and there we go. Beautiful. And then all I need to do is remove the backs of the foam adhesive. And since I already have the foam adhesive already put on, I should maybe fold that card before I place this front on. I get so much ahead of myself sometimes that I have to work around myself. Do you sometimes have that issue too? There. I'm just going to set that aside for a sec while I fold at the score line and use my bone folder to get a nice good crease. There we go. And then I'm going to put my butterfly on. Can't believe how many ideas that can come out of this stamp set for Stamp of the Month in April. It has so much potential. I think it's a favorite among many. Okay, so there's that one. Isn't that pretty? I like that. It has a nice spring look. Okay, and so then we just need to take off the foam adhesive backing on this one. Come on. Kind of funny, the last time when I was doing this I was talking about my buddy beside me, and he's beside me again today having a bit of a nap. He was trying to get on top of everything and I was trying to get this set up, but he finally got him calmed down with his own chair again. And I will show you him in just a minute after I'm done doing this. Look at that, I got ahead of myself again. I have started taking off the backs to this and I don't have the card folded yet. There we go, and I'll set that aside for a second. Fold it, score it. Sure I have it the right way. Oh, don't stick yet. Don't stick yet. There. Oh, not quite. There, pretty close. Alright, so now I will add the butterfly. I actually have a better one that I have a picture of that I'll show you at the end. It's kind of hard once you already have it stuck with your foam adhesive to get it back up. So maybe I'll give this to someone that doesn't mind something slightly crooked. Alright, there we go, close enough. Not always does it come out perfect. So there we have two. I already have two made that have been done properly, that of course weren't done in front of the camera. Anyways, if you enjoyed that, or if you had a good laugh, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and then you'll be able to know if I've made any more videos, especially if you click that notification bell. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I'll reward you with some outtakes. Thanks again. Have a great day. Alright, this is actually a few days later. I had some issues with the battery running out on the camera and some other things that happened as well. Why do I have to say all the time? Dear Lord, please help me. Alright, this is actually a few days later. I had some issues that had happened, so I took care of that. Why do I keep on saying, I sound like a hockey player. Alright, it is actually a few days later. I had some issues with the battery on my camera, so I had to take care of that. In the meantime, I had taken my liquid glass and added it to each of my butterflies to give it that nice shimmery look. And I also added the antennae that had come off. I kind of jumped the gun when I added my foam adhesive to the back of these, but I will work around that. I still need to add in my lettering, so I'm going to take my sweet leaf and I'm going to ink up my stamp. And then I'm going to line up where I want. Gotta turn that around. Hover over top, over the silhouette. Well, that's not going to work, is it? Dang nabbit.